Welcome back to DCMU Studio, your go-to spot for all things heroic. Today, we've got an exciting update for you. We're counting down the top 10 most powerful superheroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Trust me, you don't want to miss this updated list. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our superhero updates. Now, let's jump into the action and discover who reigns supreme in the MCU. Number 10. Gilgamesh. Powerful superheroes in the MCU. Then Gilgamesh must be the strongest superhero in the MCU, as he is often referred to as the strongest Eternal. While all the Eternals have remarkable abilities due to their own physiology, including enhanced strength, durability, speed, agility, and immortality, Gilgamesh was able to use cosmic energy to project an indestructible exoskeleton around his arms and fists. This increased his natural strength tenfold and made him a legendary warrior in the Eternals' battle against the Deviants throughout human history. As well as being the strongest member of the Eternals, Gilgamesh also expresses a huge amount of kindness, empathy, and connection to his fellow Eternals, specifically Thena. Gilgamesh vowed to always protect Thena after her mod Wiry got too much for her to handle. He was the only being strong enough to defend himself against her unprovoked attacks, but this was also because he cared deeply for her and didn't want to see her hurt. Gilgamesh was eventually killed by Crow, and his power was absorbed by the Deviants' leader, but he will be remembered as a supremely powerful hero in the MCU. Number 9. Vision. During Avengers: Age of Ultron and a mind-controlled Helen Cho designed Vision as the perfect body for the evil artificial intelligence brought to life by the Mind Stone, which was embedded within the body's forehead. Jarvis was eventually put inside the Vision's body, and he was activated by Thor, awakening one of the most powerful characters to grace the world of the MCU. Made of vibranium and able to control the power of the Mind Stone, Vision became a valuable member of the Avengers before their disbandment in Captain America: Civil War, harboring abilities some of the Earth's other heroes could only dream of. Aside from being almost indestructible until Thanos came along, Vision's powers in the MCU included flight, body density alteration, and use of the Mind Stone as a powerful laser, as well as having genius-level intelligence, a steadfast moral compass, and strong hand-to-hand combat skills. Vision also very quickly proved that he was worthy of wielding Mjolnir, which not only impressed but also intimidated the other Avengers. While Vision was killed during Thanos' quest for the Infinity Stones, WandaVision revealed he has been rebuilt as White Vision, and a rumored Vision Quest series will continue his story as one of the strongest MCU superheroes. Number 8. Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock will finally debut in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 after being teased during one of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2's post-credits scenes. For his introduction into the MCU, Adam Warlock's origin story from Marvel Comics has been changed, so it's unclear what abilities the new hero will actually have, but if his comic counterpart is anything to buy, Adam will become one of the most, if not the most, powerful superheroes in the MCU. In the comics, Adam was genetically engineered to be perfect, the next step in humanity's evolution, which is similar to how the Sovereign described him in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. In Marvel Comics, Adam Warlock is the guardian of the Soul Stone, but since this has been destroyed in the MCU, it seems he'll have a different gem in his forehead. Adam has enhanced superhuman abilities which rival even the most powerful superheroes, including strength, reflexes, cosmic senses, immortality, energy manipulation, and a genius-level intellect and philosophical mind. He is regularly seen to be one of the most formidable opponents to any villain, which makes Adam Warlock's debut in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 even more exciting. Number 7. Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers' Phase 3 introduction into the MCU brought a lot of criticism with it, as many wondered why a character who supposedly arrived on Earth in the 1990s had been missing for the last 2 decades, especially when her incredible power set would have been helpful in sparing the lives of half the universe during Avengers: Infinity War. Danvers gained her powers after being exposed to the raw energy of the Tesseract, aka the Space Stone, but didn't unlock these abilities until years later. Realizing her true potential, Captain Marvel quickly renounced her old Kree commanders and chose to help the Skrulls on their search for freedom. While Captain Marvel gave audiences a glimpse of Danvers' power, Avengers Endgame showed why she hadn't been involved as a character in previous films. She would have defeated the enemy very quickly. Captain Marvel's appearance in Avengers Endgame, though brief, featured her obliterating Thanos' ship with ease and going toe-to-toe with the Mad Titan, being able to withstand a punch to the face without even flinching, and only being brushed aside by Thanos' fast use of the Power Stone. Captain Marvel is an MCU superhero on the level of the gods, so very much deserving of a place among the strongest heroes in the franchise. Number 6. Sersi. While Sersi might not have the same amount of physical strength as Gilgamesh, her specific ability to use cosmic energy to transform matter marks her very high among the MCU's strongest superheroes, not least because she used this power to quite literally save the entire planet. Initially, Sersi could have been regarded as the weakest member of the Eternals, as she was under the impression that she could only transform inorganic matter, but this soon turned out to be false, as she turned an attacking deviant into a tree. However, this would only be a taste of her true strength. Over the duration of Phase 4's Eternals, Sersi goes from a delicate and relatively naive character to becoming the Prime Celestial and even finding herself with the power to transform the emerging Celestial Tiamat into marble. Even though this killed the Celestial and left a massive Celestial statue rising from the ocean, Sersi's actions at the end of Eternals saved the world and humanity, as the Celestial Tiamat's emergence would have torn the planet apart. This, on top of Sersi's kind-heartedness and aptitude for love and connection, makes her a terrifyingly delicate member of the Eternals, so hopefully she has a bright future in the MCU. Number 5. Thor Odinson. Since his debut in 2011, Thor, the Asgardian god of thunder, has always been known to be one of the strongest characters in the MCU. His Asgardian physiology alone grants him abilities beyond those of any super soldier, let alone regular humans. Even so, Thor's power has only grown stronger over his long MCU career, as Thor Ragnarok left him without his trusty hammer, Mjolnir, but a greater understanding of his own ability to harness the power of lightning and a stronger appreciation for his family, friends, and duty as the new king of Asgard. This came to a head in Infinity War, which ended with Thor almost stopping Thanos. While Thor was able to withstand the full force of Nidavellir, harness the power of the Bifrost with Stormbreaker, and reclaim his worthiness with Mjolnir, Thor's true strength has always been in his morals and the transformative relationships he built with the heroes of Earth. It's been a running joke that Thor is actually not the strongest Avenger, but his godly power makes him a formidable ally to Earth's mightiest heroes. Number 4. Professor X. The MCU's 616 version of Professor Charles Xavier hasn't yet debuted, but Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness Sir Patrick Stewart reprised the role as a variant of Professor X, the leader of the mutant team, the X-Men. Professor X is regarded as an Omega-level mutant, meaning his power reaches an undefinable level for his specific skill set. In the case of Professor X, he is one of the world's most powerful telepaths, allowing him to read and control the minds of anyone around him, and his scientific genius led him to create Cerebro, a machine capable of connecting him to anyone around the world. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness gave viewers a hint at Professor X's strength, as he was able to enter the mind of the Scarlet Witch and talk to her trapped Earth 838 variant, though this eventually led to his demise at the hands of the corrupted witch. As the founder of Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters and the X-Men, Professor X has instilled a positive message of unity between humanity and mutantkind in hundreds of young mutants, while also training them to control and use their powers. Charles Xavier is an incredibly strong and assertive leader, ranking him very highly among the MCU's heroes. Number 3. Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. Though Bruce Banner's cousin, Jennifer Walters, is among the MCU's strongest superheroes, the source of her power has widely been regarded as the strongest Avenger and a potential ticking time bomb in the MCU. After being exposed to a usually lethal dose of gamma radiation, Bruce Banner gained the ability to transform into the rage monster colloquially known as the Hulk. In the Hulk's early MCU appearances, his strength was unmatched, and its completely unpredictable nature made the character verge on the side of horror, as he would regularly wreak havoc, needing the might of several Avengers to bring him down. The Incredible Hulk saw a battle between the Hulk and the Abomination Trash Harlem. The Avengers showed him kill many members of Loki's Chitauri army with ease, and Avengers Age of Ultron featured a tragic rampage through the streets of Johannesburg. Even so, over time, less and less focus has been put on the Hulk's rage in favor of putting Banner's genius front and center. Not only is he an indestructible and unstoppable rage monster, but Banner has 7 PhD that he regularly puts to use in the lab with Tony Stark. However, many are hoping the Angry Hulk returns in a potential World War Hulk project in the MCU. Number 2. Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch. There are certainly some impressive and powerful characters in Marvel Studios' epic shared universe, but the Scarlet Witch is by far the strongest and most terrifying superhero-turned-villain of all. Wanda Maximoff has had one of the most tumultuous journeys in the MCU, taking her from Hydra volunteer, to Avenger, to fugitive, to wife and mother, and finally to villain in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. What's scariest about the Scarlet Witch, however, is that nobody truly understands how powerful she actually is, not even herself, which makes her unpredictable. Wanda's ability to manipulate probability and cast spells without incantation makes her a formidable adversary to any villain, or hero for that matter. She is the 616 universe's nexus being, meaning she has the ability to change the future and alter the time stream, and since gaining possession of the Darkhold in WandaVision, she was able to dreamwalk to another reality and massacre the Illuminati team on Earth 838 in search of America Chavez. Despite her apparent death in the collapse of Mount Wundagore, it's expected that the Scarlet Witch will return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, potentially with a greater understanding of her incomparable power. Number 1. Loki.
I am Loki, of Asgard, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
After a phenomenal Loki season to finale, the MCU now has a new most powerful superhero, but it has unsurprisingly cost the former god of mischief everything. Loki Season 2, Episode 6, Glorious Purpose, certainly delivered on its title, as it saw Loki fulfill just about the most consequential purpose possible. After several centuries and countless attempts at trying to enlarge the temporal loom, Loki and his friends learned that all their efforts were for naught in the face of an infinitely branching timeline. This led Loki back to He Who Remains and an impossible choice: accept the certain doom of countless timelines, or accept the sacred timeline. There emerged, however, a third option. This option would remove He Who Remains and the sacred timeline from the equation, ensure the survival of Sylvie and everyone Loki held dear, and ensure that truly free will would reign in an infinitely branching multiverse.
I'll change the equation. I'll break your loop.
The problem was that something needed to replace the temporal loom to maintain and give life to the branches of the timelines. This is the purpose that Loki was destined to fulfill, as he took his place at the heart of all timelines, thereby allowing them to branch indefinitely with him as their caretaker. And there you have it, folks. The top 10 most powerful superheroes in the MCU. Do you agree with our list? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get that superhero debate going. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to DCMU Studio for more epic superhero content. We're your ultimate source for all things Marvel Cinematic Universe.